Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast. We are the Aussie Shoguns. My name is Mick, and I'm joined here by Isaac.
Konnichiwa, minasan.
Konnichiwa. And we are going to be having a little cheeky chat. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer movie came out in Australia, finally. Am I right, bro? It was a finally kind of feeling.
Yeah. I dragged my fiance there. She did not want to come. She reckoned it was good once she was there, but I was like, no. Then I was like to her after we finished, you want to come watch the series with me again? Because when we watched it again, she was like, no, I'm good, thanks. I was like,
no, which is it? Did you like it or did you not? No, I'm just kidding.
She said she likes it, but I was like, you can't say that and then not come watch the anime with me. I was like, what is this BS?
If you truly liked it, you'd be interested in the anime too. But yeah, it finally came out here in Australia after it's already broken all the records in Japan.
So it was only something apparently like 4 weeks.
In Japan?
But I think since it came out in Japan.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer.
4 weeks? No, I think that's about right. It feels like a little bit longer. But we're going to be talking about that more at the end. We're going to make sure will be spoilers, but we're going to talk about the
spoilers.
End. Yeah. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're still interested, be warned, the end of the podcast when we start talking about Demon Slayer, it will be spoilers.
We will make sure we highly advertise spoilers at that point.
Yeah. And we'll have a little chat about music and a little bit of story time about Your Name, Kimi no Na from 2016, and anime versus reality. So if those sound interesting, stick around. But what have we been up to recently, Isaac? You've just started some school.
Yeah, I'm doing my head in. I'm ready to bang against the wall. I've been in I don't want to say a fight because that sounds bad, but just like back and forth with the uni for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Non-stop trying to get stuff sorted out. And then we got some other stuff going on outside of all that. It's just like flat out. Like I said to Mick before we started, I went out at 6:30 yesterday. I think I left the house and didn't get home till 8:30 at night.
That's pretty crazy. I think, yeah. That's pretty gross. I haven't had one of those days for a while, but I've had those days before, and I know how you feel. It's like when you're at the end of those, you're like, oh, tired.
All that energy's drained, and then I got home and did some studies. I hadn't had a chance to get any study done.
Yeah.
And Japanese is my strong point in terms of study. And I was looking at some of the words, being like, do I have to do this?
Was it for the university stuff now then?
Yeah, it was university stuff. So it was like, there was comprehension stuff in reading. So it was, how do you think in here? But, they give you a sentence like, yada 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 haitatsu sareta, and then have like haitatsu sareta underlined. It's like, what is the word? And it has 4 English options. So not like super intense stuff, but like enough that by the time I'd done like 4 or 5 pages, my head was like, stop.
You're just like, no, not like this. I'm being drilled.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So university, the start of the semester could be going better, but I heard you had to be like talking with people. We're both like in having to talk to so many people. Me, it's about graduation. You, it's about getting your program sorted right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Happens.
Literally.
Happens. But I believe in you. You'll push through it. You'll get through it.
Alive or dead, I'm unsure yet. We'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
I don't think my first aid I had first aid back in the day when I worked at schools. But not sure if it still counts anymore, but I'll try my best, if you're around when you know.
Did you know with CPR these days you're not meant to give breaths?
Oh, you're not meant to give breaths?
Or they're not compulsory. It's more the chest compressions that are focused.
I did not. Have you done your first aid recently?
Not since like year 10, which was like 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But my mum who is a teacher's aide, and my fiance both have to have them with their jobs. So I get updated every year on like the current
That's
systems
interesting.
and the BS that they find interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Or like once you start CPR on someone, you're not allowed to stop
Oh,
until emergency services are off.
yeah.
Otherwise, you can be like let's say you stopped and that person died, you can be charged for murder.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Or another one, if someone they have these things in Australia called do not resuscitate. Do not resuscitate. They're like a little certificate that says if this person has a heart attack or whatever, do not resuscitate them. If they do not carry that letter on them, you have to give them CPR. Like, even if they're not meant to be resuscitated, you still have to work on them.
Yeah, yeah.
If they don't have the letter. Which is pretty interesting.
Wow. A lot of stuff I didn't notice there. Well, interesting. And I guess that happens when your fiance and your mom have some, medical background or like working at the school and stuff. I guess that happens as well. But I haven't. I feel like because school finished for me and I'm not doing a part-time job or anything right now. I feel like I should have so much energy to do some more like Japanese study or just do some more stuff. But there's been so much on my plate to get these people to help sign me off with graduation. I've been told now like 2 or 3 times it's okay, but then it doesn't show up, so I can't get my paperwork that I need.
Graduation certificate.
Yeah. Like I need a letter from them. So yeah, it's that sound.
So are you still meant to be going in April? So that's only a month away.
Yeah, they want me there this month actually. Now.
Good luck.
So
no offense, but good luck.
So yeah, there's a lot happening. I feel like I could, it's like a full time just working for myself to get myself like moving and into my next step of life, so to speak. But
so you ever coming back? You're just gonna stay in Japan now?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, for everyone who's listening, it's a planned trip going over to Japan. I don't
He's
know.
legally doing it as well.
Yeah, I like Australia, right? So I have nothing against Australia. Being half Canadian, half Australian, I think I can't see myself like living in Canada full time again because I feel like I'm just like so disconnected.
They got a lot of dodgy stuff happening there as well.
I mean, each their own. No comment. That might.
No, I'm not saying like there's dodgy people everywhere. I'm just saying like
yeah.
They have a lot of shootings and that as well, like America, don't they? From my understanding.
I don't know. I think they probably have some sort of stuff because there's more guns there. Australia is very strict. Same with Japan, and that's what I'm very comfortable with in those regards. But nevertheless, I feel more connect with Australia, and I feel like more connect with Japan. So I think between those two, and right now I'll probably be going over and just seeing how life goes, what job opportunities come up. Then you'll have to come over. We'll do some adventure podcasts. How's that sound?
This podcast kicks off. Could be a full-time job. I won't have to go do my masters.
You can do your masters at the same time. Nothing's stopping you. If you want to.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
Yeah.
I can just be a stay-at-home dad.
I'm with you on that one. Stay-at-home dad sounds chill.
I agree.
I don't mind doing I know you don't mind cooking and stuff like that as well. I don't mind actually just doing I've done my own laundry since I was pretty little. And just kind of, moving out of home, I've done some cooking before. I feel like I'm more proactive when I'm out of like my family's house. But
actually, it's weird, right? Because to this point of like studying that, whenever I'm at home, I'm like, I don't want to study, I don't want to do anything. But as soon as I go down and visit Dad in Brisbane, it's like study central.
Yeah.
Like a really good place to just study. I don't know if it's because it's not my home or if it's.
It just like.
It is. Like even when I go to Chloe's, I don't want to study. But like as soon as I go somewhere else, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
I
then
got
you
time.
like get in the zone kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But anyway, that's us currently. It's not much is all changed. We're still Isaac's doing work, but now school's starting. I'm still trying to do graduation stuff. I never knew this would be such a a long process, but hey, here we are.
Yeah.
And that leads us into our first segment today. We're going to be having a little chat about some music.
Music.
Music. Is it just me? Yeah, ongaku. There's a word for the day. Ongaku. How do you split the kanji for ongaku? Isaac.
It's sound and fun. Sound on the left, fun on the right.
Boom. Sound and fun. That is music, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, sounds pretty basic. It is. The kanji for sound on the left, and then the kanji for fun on the right.
Yeah. I feel like recently anime intros have been popping off. But what do you think?
I haven't really had a chance to watch a lot of anime, unfortunately. In saying that, the ones I have seen so far are good.
Are good. I I feel like even if they're not popping off because like they're just an amazing piece of music. For instance, the uh what is it? Attack on Titans. That is everywhere on when you go on Instagram. When you go on like I don't use TikTok, but I'm sure there's like I've seen people's TikToks reposted on Instagram, and they always use that song where
Yeah,
yeah.
I know what you mean. It's like, don't get me wrong, good. Like, that's an old one. The first, like the one right now. I don't know. It's not great. It's like so high pitched, so quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not my thing. This one.
That's fair enough. I don't think it's necessarily my thing either. I just found it super interesting. Like I was on Instagram yesterday looking at some of these, Attack on Titan videos and stuff that people were making, and they were all using like the new music.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I guess there's enough people that really like this. But hey, there's
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, since I think like my favorite. Yeah, there's a lot of good anime intros in that, but I think my favorite so far that I sometimes come back to would be Kimetsu no Yaiba's was it Grunge by Lisa? The very
Oh
first opening.
yeah. No, that's fair. That's a good anime opening. So you said it's by Lisa. It's called Grunge.
I think it's like Grunge. I think is how it's spelled.
Yeah,
That's probably like my favorite of all time. There's a lot of good anime songs I listen to on the regular, but that's probably one that I don't listen to it all the time, but it's one that I'll bring out if I'm feeling.
that's fair. I was gonna say, like, I feel like we're such big shonen fans because you say Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayer intro, and then like another popping off intro like recently would be the first intro they had to Jujutsu Kaisen,
Oh, yeah.
and like
Or even like
the outro.
Haikyuu.
Okay, yeah, Haikyuu as well. But you know the outro to Jujutsu Kaisen when they have like the little dancing animation and it's just like a chill beat.
Like Lost in Paradise. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you seen the actual video clip for that? That's funny as.
Oh no, I
Like two
haven't.
gangsters just stand there dancing.
I haven't. That's so funny. Yeah, Lost in Paradise. That would be the outro. I just had a quick look. Jujutsu Kaisen. The intro was done by Eve.
Yeah, we've discussed this before.
Yeah. And I just remember that's the one that's like stuck with me recently. We did discuss it. We discussed Eve before.
Yeah, Eve's such a great band. Like, they have so many good songs, and they're not all the same.
Yeah. What would you say is like the top? I feel like Haikyuu has had like a. We talk about these same anime, but hey, these anime intros are actually popping off.
Yeah, so like Haikyuu, you've got Burnout Syndrome, sing all the good ones for it.
Yeah,
Blue Encounter, I don't know if they do one for Haikyuu. I know they do one for Dr. Stone. Do a really good one. Alpha 20. I think it's Alpha 21 does the first original Doctor Stone one, which is also really good.
Yeah, I just remember. Sorry. I think was it the most recent Haikyuu, like before they finished the season, where it was like another pretty good song, but it was actually the lyrics, like the lyrics in Japanese, and they were just like really encouraging lyrics. I felt like I feel like Haikyuu is really good at picking those inspirational almost songs.
Yeah, like they build on it.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's
Like it
other
builds
ones.
up the anime.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like Demon Slayer and the Jujutsu Kaisen one. They're like just popping off songs, and then they like work with the animation. They animate it well with the song. But then I feel like Haikyuu is like it's the like build up, the inspiration, and then each episode you watch, you just get more and more into it, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, that is so true. Especially when Burnout Syndrome, I think, did Fly High. That one was good.
That's probably everyone's number one. Hey, Fly High.
Yeah. There's
But
been
yeah,
quite a few good songs from them.
Isaac and I have very similar interests in these intros. But if you have a different intro that you guys like, let us know in the comment section. Let us know on our Discord. We want to listen to some more anime intros. If you got something that's a little bit less known that we should have a quick cheeky look at.
Interesting though, right? Because when it comes to anime intros, we quite like the same kind of stuff. But when
Yeah.
it comes to actual music, we differ quite a lot. Like I listen to a lot more rock bands, I would say, than I do pop. Whereas you seem to listen to more laid back pop.
Yeah. I think that's exactly right. I listen to
So like,
yeah.
you've got bands like Flow, One OK Rock, First Story, I think they're called. Yeah, just a bunch of really good bands. Eve.
I think the only phase that I went through where I was listening to a rock band was One OK Rock. When
They're
I
good though.
when I first went to Japan, I heard of a song called Wherever You Are.
Oh, that's so.
It's a really good song. And that got me like hooked on One OK Rock. And when I watched like their live on YouTube. It was probably like illegally posted because I couldn't find it since. But like they had an entire
It's still up there.
yeah, they had like a live. I just remember they had a live where there was a secondary stage like in the crowd, and they went to go do like some more acoustic stuff in it, and it just gave me goosebumps. Like it just, I was like, whoa, like this is actually amazing band. I see why so many people like these guys. But
Yeah, they're unreal. They also do an English version of it.
yeah, they've been doing a lot of English stuff recently. Hey,
Yeah, but like it doesn't bother me. I feel like the singer has reached that level where he's done enough in Japanese. I don't even care if it is English. He's so good at what he does is the thing.
Yeah, Taka,
or like
right?
you've got another song, yeah. You like the beginning, which I love. We Are, I'm pretty sure is famous around the world.
Yeah. I've listened to that one before as well.
We Are is probably what got me into it originally. I heard that years ago.
Yeah. And then there's,
like
what is
TM
it?
Revolution.
Clock Strikes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one at karaoke with my friends in Canberra. We have like one guy in the group who just always screams that one. So it's like Clock Strikes, and it's not even like he's singing it right. He's just yeah.
Some of them are a little bit heavy. I will say that. Most of the rock songs of them are good though.
Yeah. Which is so weird why I got into those, because I listened to those kind of heavy albums, and I've never been into rock, and I haven't been into rock since. But for One OK Rock, I was like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which then takes us to, I guess, like Western music versus Japanese music. What do you think like the biggest differences are?
Biggest differences. There's many, hey. Like the genres in Japanese aren't as varied, I feel. I feel like there's two major genres in Japanese, or three, now that I've come across it. Rap, rock, and pop, and they're like the three stock standard Japanese genres. Whereas the genres in English are very varied. Like there's all different genres.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of subgenres in these, and like even your techno and stuff like that. But they're not big enough. I would call to say like a genre, like a major genre that people listen to.
Yeah. I agree. I think it is like those three in Japan, hey. And it's interesting because they just have such a big following. But then everything else seems much more niche then, we could say.
Yeah, a niche is probably a good word to put it.
Like for instance, jazz, right?
Yeah.
I know that there's I had an American friend tell me about this famous jazz bar that's in Hokkaido in Japan. But I don't know any Japanese people who listen to jazz music.
It's very true. Like a lot of the Japanese people I met have generally listened to pop or rock.
Yeah.
Not so much rap, but like I've found like that little niche of rap recently with Takayan and a few other artists that keep popping up around that.
Yeah.
He's actually got some really good songs, and not just like one or two either.
Yeah. It blows my mind. I'm pretty sure he makes a song one a week still.
Really?
Yeah. Like he's just keeps putting them out, and then he dropped an album as well, like while still putting one out a week.
It's ridiculous.
So
dude is talented, I'll give him that. Like, I'm not a fan of all his songs, but like most of them are decent.
Yeah. It's interesting because he does like short form songs.
Yeah, they're only like 2-minute songs. That's what gets me. I'm like, no, just put this song on repeat. It'll be fine. Just like play it again for 2 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah.
Make it longer.
What would you say then, for like rap, right? Because you've been listening to a bit of Japanese rap recently. Is there any big differences that stick out to you between like English rap then?
There's a lot of different subcultures in rap in English, I feel, whereas Japanese is generally for rap more laid back, right? But then when you look at rap in English, you have people like Eminem and 50 Cent and all these other ones.
Yeah.
Tupac that are like, the rap is quick. So like I feel like you've got your main rap, which is like Eminem, 50 Cent, that kind of thing. And then you've got another type of rap, which is like, and I don't want to sound racist here, I'm just specifically pointing it out. There's black people that rap that are a lot heavier in it. It's more like a rocky rap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's very in your face.
Yeah, and I think I know what you mean. Like I've listened to quite a bit of rap before. My favorite rapper is Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's back was it Peanut Butter or wait, it was Cocoa Butter Kisses. I really liked that song back in the day.
Like Juice WRLD, I don't mind Big Juice WRLD.
Yeah,
but like he's got some good songs.
Yeah, and I think I guess like maybe then the other one is there's also like sing rapping almost in English as well with like Ed Sheeran. Like he did some of those quick, but it's almost
like that ties
his...
in with Eminem though, because Eminem gets extremely quick.
Yeah,
and he can sing to him too, if that makes sense. Like I think he's like Ed Sheeran and Eminem are a good comparison.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I guess with the Japanese side, then it's kind of more chilled. It's kind of like about their own beat. Lots of people just like rap about whatever they're even feeling, and it just feels kind of like more like a different tempo. Like you know that they're just doing it because whatever.
Yeah, like for instance, I guess the English names of Takuyan's songs ain't the greatest, but like he's got songs like "Depressed by You," "Eternal Masturbation," and some other stuff in there. But like they're like, you just look at the song titles and you're like, what the hell is this dude thinking? And then you listen, and you're like, this is catchy as.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well then.
I can vibe to this, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's another rapper that I listen to in Japan quite a bit. Saru is his name. I listened to him like that was a while ago, but he also is kind of more that like poppy kind of like rap. It's like a mix between pop and rap. So I find it interesting. Yeah, I do think Japanese rappers more laid back is probably the way to differentiate.
Something I would listen to like if you're wanting to relax. Not something I'd listen to if you're like trying to get in the zone for something.
Yeah.
So like I have two different types of music generally. Like if I'm playing a sport or at the gym, I'll listen to Japanese rock, or if I'm in the car, it'll lean towards more like pop or rap, depending.
Depending.
Depending how you feel and what you
And
got a
then
little itch for.
and then sometimes you have to have a customer's request for a country, right? And I know how much you love country music.
Yeah. So I had a customer yesterday that requested to listen to country music. Not a fan.
How much do you love country music, dude?
There's no way I'd ever put that shit on my phone. I would burn my phone before I listen to that.
That's unfortunate. Unfortunate for all the country lovers out there. You're not gonna vibe with us on that one, but we're happy for
Look,
you.
I'm not saying all country is bad.
Yeah,
I'm saying that I choose not to listen to it.
I'm the same. There's been some country music. I think back in the day when it was Miley
Like
Cyrus's
you get a
dad.
little bit of Keith Urban,
Yeah.
or Ray Cyrus or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's good.
They were pretty.
But I don't listen to him. Or like it's not my. I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to it. If it comes on the radio, maybe. But
Yeah. We're the same with that one. I vibe with that. If it comes on, it comes on. But yeah, I guess we can move on to. Oh yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I have a friend that literally has a country playlist. Like, you would never catch me dead in her car.
Just find him in the boot.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Well, I think we can throw it on into our second segment. We're gonna talk about anime and reality stuff. We've been talking about a lot about anime recently, but I figure why not?
We will be changing this up probably next week, but we've both been like super flat out and haven't really had time to sit down and have discussions about the podcast in between. So just bear with us. This couple of weeks has been a bit rough. Hopefully next week onwards will be nice and smooth and we'll have better quality topics for you.
Whoa, bro, better quality. Whoa,
more variety.
There we go. There's we gotta put the positive spin on it.
So, story time. What do you got for us?
So story time, yeah, it's a mix of story time with Kimi no Na wa, or the movie Your Name that came out in 2016, and it kind of made me think about how anime uses real places and the reality versus anime. Like when they use a park in Japan, if you've ever been to one of the parks or like run the trains, right? This was when I think the biggest, it's happened a couple times when I've watched an anime and I've been in the area. But with Kimi no Na wa, with Your Name, I was in a cinema in Shinjuku in Tokyo. And I was watching the movie, and then it cuts to this. They have this scene where the main character is riding a train to like past Shinjuku, like the place where I was sitting in a theater watching the movie. And all the chimes and stuff were the same chimes that I listened to on my way to that station to go watch the movie. So I was like tripping out for a second because it was like literally the exact same chimes. And then when they showed Shinjuku, they had like the theater. It was like to the T what it looked like at that time. And like the theater that I was sitting in watching the movie was on the screen in front of me in anime form.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And it's like moments like that where the more and more you kind of realize that some of these animators are taking from like real spots and they find like real locations and are making it into anime. It blows my mind.
It's not even like a small portion. Like it's a lot. Like if you look at most animes, you can find these places and they look identical, if not close to.
Yeah.
Depending on what the artist is going for, but
Like if I were to say, there's one I was just watching recently, Gotobun no Hanayome. It's just kind of a chill anime, but they had like a scene where they were going on a trip to Kyoto, and we've both been to Kyoto before.
Mm-hmm.
it's just surprising. Like, they got like the Kyoto station, the stairs. The stairs are like perfectly like I've walked those stairs so many times, and it was 100% perfect. Those stairs, you could recognize them, and you could recognize like the building, and like everything about it was just like they'd obviously just taken a photo of Kyoto Station and drew it up in their anime.
It's pretty impressive.
So I think that's something that I look forward to, because I like chasing after um kind of those locations and having a look, or doing. I've done it a couple times also with Your Name. Do you know the scene where at the end where the guy and the girl, they're passing each other on the stairs, and there's like the handrail is like the red handrail, and they're passing each other, and it was on like the posters and stuff as well.
Look, I know what area you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
So just enlighten me again. Is Your Name the one with the deaf girl? Because I remember we watched it in Japanese together, but I couldn't remember if the one we watched was the one where they're from two different times,
yeah.
or if it's.
So Your Name is the one where they're from two different times. The deaf girl is silent voice.
Oh, okay. Because I had this, you know, they not that they're all similar, but like I forget the names sometimes of the things because I haven't watched them in so long.
Yeah.
It's like I still need to go watch Tinky no Ko. I'm like halfway through the audiobook in that.
Oh, nice. It's almost like when you've watched enough Ghibli movies, so like, wait, which one was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you. But there's a location, there's a shot in that movie that they do where they're walking on the opposite side of the stairs, and they like walk past each other, and it's a really famous kind of picture from the movie. And so I remember after everything was said and done, I went with my two mates from my camera mates were there in Japan with me, and we were like posing. One was the girl, one was the guy, and we were just like posing the shot, and like we found the location because people have it, like the location written down. And so yeah, it wasn't, this one wasn't exact to the anime, but you could tell like that it was very
That's
close.
what they were going for.
Yeah. So it's just interesting, and I think there'll probably be like more anime that come out that are like based on location. Not to go back to the same anime that we always talk about, but Haikyuu as well is based in Miyagi Prefecture.
Yeah.
And so like all of the schools and like the way that they talk and the way that they go about.
I find that's a very Japanese thing in anime. Like they always, whatever area they're in, they stick to that dialect.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Or like Boku ga inai machi. What is the English?
A Town Without Me. Is that what you're going for?
Oh, yeah. Have you seen that anime, Boku ga inai machi?
No, I haven't. I was making an assumption on the Japanese.
Oh.
I don't actually know what the English title is.
Look, I'm searching Boku ga inai machi eigo. The Google translation is City Without Me.
Erased. Is the English.
Thank you. It is erased.
It has here Boku.
Boku dake ga inai
Boku
machi.
dake.
I was missing the dake.
So it's like just him there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Erased is based in Hokkaido, where they have like this cute. They have a cute way. Here's another little Japanese lesson. It's a way of saying bye, like ja ne, right? But instead in Hokkaido, they say shitakke.
What was that? You broke up.
They say shitakke. So it's like shita chisaitsu ke. And it's like a Hokkaido dialect. And they used it in the anime along with, of course, like using the same areas and stuff. But I just find it cool. That's if you guys are ever exploring
area,
and if you're like big fans of certain anime, look up if they have locations and stuff. It's pretty cool what you can find.
Indeed.
But that's all. It was just like a short little story time, I guess.
I wouldn't more. Now that I hear it, it's not really story time. It's more of like an informational little clip.
It's more of like this is a cool thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
But now, should we get into the big boys? Should we get into spoiler territory?
Yeah, we should. Kimetsu no Yaiba.
All right, this is your warning, everybody. From here on out,
If you haven't seen it, get out.
get out. Don't wreck it for yourself. If you have seen it,
It's not worth it.
yeah, it's really not. If you have seen it and you want to know what we think, stick around. Tell us what you think. That'd be wonderful. So, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Mugen Nessha, the whatever it is. What do they call it? Infinity Train or something?
The Mugen train.
Oh, Mugen. They just use Mugen. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't use an English word for it.
Mugen Train. What did you think of it, Isaac?
Unreal. It was exactly how the manga predicted it. Oh, well, Reddit wrote it.
The manga predicted it. Puts the glasses up.
Yeah, my bad. I accidentally spoiled it for myself. I don't recommend reading the manga ever again.
You gotta wait until someone's told you that it's, hey bro, it's different than the manga. The manga's better, and then you go and read it, right? Yeah.
This was like picture perfect. Like, I remember sitting there. I was saying this before we started. I was sitting there, and I'd kind of forgotten that I'd read it because I'd read it ages ago when it had originally ended, and I wouldn't know what happened next. And so I kind of spoiled it for myself, but it was good experiencing it in person.
You're sitting there for everyone because you guys can't see, but Isaac's wearing his Demon Slayer jumper today. My guy's repping it, But yeah, I did not read the manga. I did not read ahead, so for me, it was really cool heading into it. I don't think that it would be easy, like for your fiance, to have seen it without seeing the anime first.
She had seen the first episode, and I did have to explain some stuff inside the movie theater.
Yeah.
To help her. But I don't know, she struggles reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
So she feels like she gets too distracted watching the subtitles rather than actually listening, watching the movie. And I've watched so much more anime that it doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where she was at.
No, that's fair enough. I can see that, and I think like story wise though, it's almost for like the average person who's gonna walk into that. I would definitely advise seeing the first season before it.
Yeah,
because
it's a direct carry-on.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Like I rewatched or I just skimmed through the last episode before going into the movie theater of like the previous season, and it's like they were running to get on a train. And so then when I went and sat in the movie theater and then they started by like running to get on the train, I was like, okay.
And they skipped some details from the last episode when they started, I noticed too.
Yeah.
Like it kind of just presumed you'd watched it.
Yeah. Which I am grateful for because when there's other movies that go on after like anime seasons, they like kind of carry on with just explaining everything about the season that happened prior to that for you. And like,
yeah.
I'm glad that they just skipped it. I'd rather this than too much,
How did you feel about the first half an hour of the movie?
The first half an hour of the movie was I think I did feel the slow pace. What happened exactly in the first half an hour again?
So like they got on the train and then they're looking for him, and like when it started, I was like, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't how I thought it would go.
Yeah.
And so like the first half an hour, I was like, did I make the right decision to come see this? Because it was very like slow and hard to get going. So like we said spoilers, right? So like they search for Rengoku, and then they find him, and he's just going on about how delicious his meal is, and then they don't really get anything out of him, and it's kind of just sitting there, and then it kind of kicks off when they punch the tickets.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was like a couple a couple of demons that came out before like the
Yeah.
big before the first bigger demon came out. But yeah, I think those were kind of slow, and it was like it was just showing off like Rengoku is strong, and it was
Yeah.
like
It was kind of being like, oh look, these are his powers, or these are his swordsmanship skills.
yeah, it's like hey, this is a big boy we got here in the cast. He's gonna do some stuff, and so I think that's just to give you like a little taste. But I do think it took like I felt like it was taking a bit of a long time doing it as well.
Yeah.
And then they got into like when the train demon, the Oni, um like started doing the sleep stuff.
The lower one.
Yeah. The one that turns into the train, right? And he got like everyone to go to sleep and whatnot, and then they're gonna kill people in their sleep.
Now, if you're listening to this and you haven't watched it, any of it, for example, the demons have ranks. So you've got the lower 5, or is lower 10? Lower 10, and then the upper 10.
Yeah.
Lower 10 are like your demons that have a little bit of power, but aren't that strong. The upper 10 are the ones that haven't like changed for years and years. Is how they describe it.
Yeah. And I don't know what was the train demon on.
He was lower 1, so he was the top one of the lower.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like
Yeah,
he was,
so like right before that movie kicks off in the it's in the previous episode, the one before that, they show forget the like the demon lord's name, whatever it is.
yeah.
He kills off all the other lower demons because they haven't done anything for him, as in like taking out any of the demon slayers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so he kills all of them and injects him with his blood to make him more powerful.
Okay, that makes sense now because I was like, I feel like he's pretty strong.
Yeah, and so then as the movie goes on, we get to another point which we'll discuss soon. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. And I just feel like, yeah, the whole like sleep thing. I don't know. I kind of understood it, but at the same time, I was like, it's an interesting way to go about this. I guess. I guess that's like his powers, right? Like he puts people to sleep, puts them in a dream. So, I'm okay with it. But it wasn't anything like special. I wasn't wowed by people sleeping.
Yeah. Not like when you watched it in the first season, you come across, I think it's like lower 7 or something.
Yeah.
Where he's got these amazing threads.
Yeah, yeah, like those were cool when they had those, yeah, like spider like threads almost and stuff.
Yeah. And like in terms of comparison, that demon is nothing in terms of like beating. I mean, because he fused with the train, it was harder to kill him. But in terms of actual like, powers, I didn't feel like he was that. Like I didn't feel like he was stronger by any means.
Yeah, yeah. How did you feel about the fusing to the train?
I don't know. I think it was good for like how they portrayed it. Good. I feel like it's a story they wanted to tell. I feel like the demon could have had different powers to make it more interesting. But in saying that, it sets up the second half of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I felt like it was an interesting concept getting this demon to like fuse with the train. I felt like the CGI also wasn't too bad with like the like tentacles or whatever you're gonna call it coming out of the train. Like it could have been worse, but like I kind of at first when I saw the CGI, I was like, oh, like it's really nice animation, and now they're throwing this in. I don't know, and then I kind of got used to it after like a couple minutes.
See, I didn't find that. I found when it first started, the CGI was not the greatest, and then like after the first 10 minutes of watching, I was like, okay, I'm into it now.
Yeah, right.
So like by the time the fight scene come around, it didn't bother me a bit.
Yeah, and so I think that exactly right. Like it all was to set up the second half of the movie, which was fantastic. Like I think we both walked out of the movie theater happy.
wanting to watch it again.
Yeah, wanting to watch it again. But it ended up so yeah. Then they finally the most interesting part of the train part was probably when he like has to like kill himself in the sleep to come back into real life to like because he keeps getting put to sleep by the demon, having to wake himself up so that he can keep fighting.
Yeah.
And that kind of like did my head in for a second because I was like, goodness, what world is this guy in right now?
Yeah. See, because I'd already read it, I kind of knew this part, and I was like, oh, I didn't really like this part in the manga, but
Yeah,
I'm in the movie, I'll just enjoy it. But like, it is what it is, and that's how they decided to write it. So I'll enjoy it for what it is.
yeah,
And they added some details. I can't remember if in the manga his dad comes around like he did in the movie, but I'm pretty sure he does.
yeah,
I think it was just differently animated to how the the manga portrayed it.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, that was the first half, and I guess our impressions. It was a bit slow. It just felt like a setup for the second half. But how did you feel? Second half. What was the second half?
The second half was unreal. So they beat the train demon, um, Tanjiro and Warhead. Forget his name.
Uh, yeah, the boar.
Not Zenitsu, the other one. Anyway, the boar, the beautiful male that gets mistaken for a girl.
Yes.
Um, so they beat this lower one, which goes to show the training that happened in the season one, after they went and took on the lower 8 or 7 or whatever it was. So you get to see how far they've come in terms of their training, and then the train Rengoku manages to stabilize the train while it comes off the rails, so that no one dies in the train accident.
Yeah, yeah.
So then you're like, oh sweet, it's all good, and you think the movie's gonna end there. Like, how do you feel when it got to that point? Do you think it was gonna end?
At that point, I was like, if it's gonna end now, there's no way that it would have broken the records that it has.
Okay, interesting. Because I was like, ends now, I can understand. I thought it might carry on in a different direction because I forgot about that fight that happened.
Yeah.
But then I remembered that spoiler, major spoiler. If you're watching and you are going to watch it, don't listen to this. But Rengoku obviously dying. I'd forgotten that he had died until I'd seen that part, and I was like, wait, there's more to come here.
Yeah. And I think I didn't know that the demon that was gonna come next, right, was I felt like he was so badass. He was so
Yeah,
cool.
up 3, unreal.
I like the way when they were fighting and like his limb would get chopped off and then he just like this sound effect was like doof, and then they just grew another arm back.
Yep.
I was like, oh, no wonder.
And how he's just like trying to convince Rengoku to become a demon.
Yeah, and he's like, I want to fight you for eternity. Become one of us.
Such a cool demon in like the drawings and how he fights.
And I feel like,
and you know, I think the perfect thing here is that Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Boarhead realize that they're no match for this. Like they're just, if they got in the way, they'd be dead.
yeah, like the boar. I think one of the boar's lines, like he was watching, he was like, I can barely keep up with like watching this.
Yeah, and even if I got involved, I would be dead in an instant.
Yeah, and so it kind of like speaks to Dengoku and being one of the, what do they call him?
Hashira.
Yeah, being one of the Hashira, right? One of those top swordsmen, and so I definitely think that was the coolest part of the movie. Was just the fight scene, the animation. I don't think it went for too long.
Oh, I reckon it went for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I reckon it went for a while, but I didn't feel like it was too long. I felt like they broke it up.
Perfect.
They broke it up with some backstory with Dengoku and stuff as well. That's when they used the backstory, right?
No, I think it was before that, to be honest. I think it was after the battle with his parents and that.
Yeah, they start.
I don't think it was during the battle. I think they'd broken it up with like little snippets of Tanjiro in between.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, it was probably broken up with Tanjiro then. But I just felt like because it was broken up a little bit, and then it was really well animated, and because it was almost like this Oni didn't want to kill Rengoku. He was like he just wants him to come and become an Oni with him.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
And I have to throw a shout out to the music. I was sitting there through both fight scenes, like that one and the one on the train, being like, they nailed this music. Like, they could not have done a better job with the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the music had me in the whole time.
It
starts, and you're like, oh, yes!
Like, I'm here. Let's go. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, with like the fight scene. Oh yeah, did you okay. I was watching it. I only knew one of the people I went with to watch it. I was like ended up being with this group of people because I just got an invite. I went and I felt like I had to hold back my tears. There was moments there where I felt like I was gonna cry.
Yeah, look, because I'd already read the manga. I remember crying when I read the manga. So when I watched the movie, I was on the verge of crying, but I didn't. I was like, nah, Chloe's here, I can't do this.
You have to be tough.
See, there's not very often, I don't cry. The only time I cry is for anime, and if someone actually dies. It's generally the two scenarios that I'll actually cry.
Yeah. And I tried my best, and then I shed one tear. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like when I knew that Rengoku was gonna die because I didn't read the manga.
Yeah.
And he was being so noble, and he was like the Oni-san. He was like the older brother, and like he was just so noble in his cause. And he was like, "I'm gonna stay true to myself and make sure to see this through." And I was like, "No, not my homie."
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess what is there anything else you have to say about the movie? It was just fantastic. Like the whole 15 minutes.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah. You haven't seen it, go see it.
Like, I reckon even people that don't like anime would enjoy that fight scene. Like, such a good fight scene.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it should go in with like one of the montages if someone's gonna make one for 2021.
Oh, yes.
I'm excited to see what other fight scenes they come up with in the anime is gonna start the second season in April. So excited for that.
I'm so keen for that.
Yeah.
It's just gonna pick up from where the movie left off.
Yeah. I'm gonna like just guess, obviously not having seen the manga or read the manga. It's probably gonna be like a little bit depresso espresso at the beginning because they just lost their big mate.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because it's going on from like where he says, "Go find my family. My family's gonna do this," if that makes sense.
Yeah, and he like sends him off to go. Yeah, I remember now. He was like, "My family will take care of you," or like, "Do this, and then you'll be able to."
Yeah, go see my dad, and there's text there that only he's read that I haven't read.
And the boar who tells Tanjiro, he's like, "Smarten up. This old mate just died, but I mean, he told us to stay strong. He told us to move on, to be, keep pushing on."
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was great. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Indeed.
I think that's all for us today.
It is.
It is. We've busy.
I don't know, mate. We didn't have anything else planned. We've been so busy.
Yeah, busy bees. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to have some more chat, some more variation. Things should chill out in a bit.
Yeah. For now, just bear with us.
ありがとうございます。分かってくれて。But
hit the English viewers with the Japanese.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's an English podcast, that's right. Anyhow, thank you again for joining us on this podcast. And if you want to find us if you don't already know, we are also doing YouTube. We have a Discord, so feel free to join the Discord.
Tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah, let us know. Tell us about what you like about Japan, your animes, your anything, right? Your food. It'd be great to hear from you. And we will see ya or catch ya on the next one.
Johnny.
Johnny.